Welcome back to the Quick Save Podcast. I'm John.
I'm Alex.
And today is the second week of UMDecember. That's right, we're halfway through the cold, lonely embrace of the PSP. And today we're going to play WTF, also known as...
What the...
No, sorry, that's incorrect. It's actually known as Work Time... No, sorry. That was also a joke. It's called Work Time Fun, is the name of the game, and is developed by D3. And I believe
D3 sounds familiar. Where do we know them from?
I think it was Sony and D3. D3 has just done a bunch of licensed games, like Ben 10 games, you name it, man. It's mainly just weird licensed stuff. That being said, this is like, when you consider the rest of their catalog is pretty much licensed games, this is really like out of left field for them. It's a super weird release for them. Yeah, the gameplay here is...
short, sweet, simple. Minigame hell.
Yeah, it's kind of minigame hell. There is no plot, really. Capitalism's the plot, in some ways. In many ways.
Capitalism and get out of poverty.
Yep. So, in this game, you're going to compete in various minigames, a la WarioWare, to earn money. Yay.
Love it.
Put that money into gacha machines.
Gambling.
To earn trinkets, or even more minigames that you can play for even more money.
Not money is what you get out of gambling.
Correct. You put money in, and you get work out of
money.
it. You get work out of it, which is, I think that's the antithesis of gambling. But yeah, we're going to talk a lot about it in a bit here. Let's talk about the price. This was released only in the PSP, sadly.
This is a game that surprised me that it wasn't like brought out as another like series. And that its price has just risen from when I originally got it.
I'd play like 5 more of these.
I would gladly
like if
play
they combine this,
more.
If they combine this with WarioWare, I'd buy every single one.
It'd be unstoppable.
So on PSP, if you want a loose copy, it's $16.49. If you want a complete copy, it's $24.99.
So fun fact: this game was gifted to me from Josh, my wonderful, wonderful co-host here.
Yeah, I found this in a local store back home in Montana.
And I still have the sticker for the price you paid on it.
What's the sticker say?
The sticker is $9.99.
Let's go, $10. Doubled
Complete
in price.
copy and everything.
Over doubled in price. You think about it like that, right? Somebody in Montana just had this. Some like lonely cowboy mountain kid was out here playing.
Lonely cowboy. Oh my god.
Some lonely cowboy mountain kid was out here playing Work Time Fun.
This game is the epitome of what the hell. Like, from the very start, you're just kind of like, what's happening? And it doesn't stop. That's your entire feeling throughout the entire game.
Yeah, this game really is something else. Let's talk about what we thought about the game, and we're gonna talk about this a lot. I think there's gonna be a lot to say.
Look, here's my main thought. I just spent 20 minutes trying to catch 1,000 baseballs. I missed 3 of them.
Baseball once sucks.
I missed 3. I got to 297 baseballs caught. I missed the next 3. I just spent 20 minutes. I didn't get paid a dime for 20 minutes. I was trying to catch a ball. Pay me. You don't get to just say no.
Sorry, you missed.
I worked hard.
How many did you miss?
3.
Sure, 4 cents. Done. Paid in full. Have a good day.
Oh
sir.
my god. Oh my god. It's so addicting, but there's some games that if you just don't finish it, and like they're ridiculous. Catch 1,000 baseballs.
Yeah, they're hard, man. Yeah.
Put as many of these, chicks sorted
sort the chicks
as you can.
Yeah, sort as many chicks as you can in 10 minutes.
And it's just like, my god, I just spent 10 minutes, going A, B, C, B, A, B, C, A, C, C, B, B, A, C. And like my mind's melting. And then it's like at the end of it, you're like, here's 50 cents. And I'm like, what? I know I sound like I'm really mad at this game, but it's so much fun.
It's kind of the driving force.
Pay me!
Yeah, the driving force was they pay you 50 cents, and you're like, dude, I'm going back in to get more money. Yeah, this is definitely so. Okay, I feel like we picked 3, quote, safe PSP games that are like...
I call it 2.5.
Classics. Yeah, 2.5, right? But we picked 2 that were classics, and then we kind of picked 2 wild cards. This is one of the wild cards. I definitely feel like both of us were like, yeah, play it for 20 minutes, then we're done, move on to the next thing. We played this for like over an hour. This is
Yeah.
we by far spent the most time on this game. And in this game, you do the mini games. The mini games are just like menial tasks. So like like sorting chicks into 3 different piles.
Putting caps on pens.
Dude, that's the best mini game is putting caps on the pens. Putting caps on pens. There was like a rock paper scissors world tournament.
Oh, that one was so good.
That one is really good too. The car one where you had to stop the car later than your opponent. That one's okay. That one gave you like a straight $1 if you beat it, right?
Yeah,
Something like that.
Straight buck if you just beat it.
That one's
Chopping
not too
wood.
bad. Dude, don't. Oh, now you got me heated about the freaking chopping wood, man.
Pay me my money.
Dude, their grandma. Okay,
Whose grandma is out here chopping wood?
Woodsman. It's called Woodsman. Okay, you're chopping wood. You need to chop as much wood as possible.
No, it's not. It's lumberjack. That's what it's called, lumberjack.
Okay, so you're lumberjack. You're chopping wood. Chop as much wood as possible. Grandma is putting the logs on the stump. She'll put a log, chop, log, chop. It's kind of like a rhythm-based game. You have to cut them pretty quick, right? It's definitely like
I would say you have like 30 seconds to choose whether or not you're chopping.
Less than. You've got like maybe 2 seconds at the most. It's like you have a split second to decide whether you're gonna chop this piece of wood or not. Freaking grandma, she needs a pair of glasses or something. She keeps throwing these damn bunnies and dogs into the firing line.
Yeah, you're chopping wood. And you're like chop, 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 and then she throws Sparky on the chopping stump. And you're like chop. You're like no, and like the dog is literally chopped in half. You're just staring at your character's crying. You're crying. I've never been so emotionally attached to a 30-second game.
They teach you. They're like, yeah, you gotta go fast. Chop, 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 chop. Whoops, you cut the damn dog in half. And now you're like, dude, grandma, you got to get the hell out of here. This isn't. You can't just be throwing the damn dog onto the chopping block.
I think the worst part is that game, the more you play it, I think the game recognizes when you're playing it over and over again. Because maybe
they'll throw it on like the first one.
The first one's like the dog.
They'd be like, dog chop. You're like, oh my gosh. You're really like your body instinctually, your muscle memory is like press, and you press, and then you realize as you press, you're like, no, the dog. So lumberjack is tough, man. But we played this for a long time.
Long enough that I yell into the mic because I've just realized I've been yelling at this mic. Getting heated, man, over these games. Look, we said it already. You want to play WarioWare, but made for like adults and not for kids. Ta-da! We have it. And guess what? It comes with a side of a gambling addiction. Because, you know what? You have all that money, you start feeling good, you're like, I'm going to take a crack at the good old gachapon machine. I'm going to see if I can't get me a new job.
$5.
$5, $10. There's one that was like $20. Wasn't there one for like 100?
I think it was $50
or 50. And like we got like $37. I think was the highest amount of money we've
30
had.
or 40. We came close, but it was like, yeah, we did not get enough for it's called Celebrity, the Celebrity Gacha machine.
And like the worst part is, you spend $50, you could get like a shogi piece. And that's
yeah.
it.
They'll give you like a screw and be like, yeah, here you go. Here's a freaking screw. Thanks for the $50, dude. Yeah, my favorite game was the called Pendemonium. It's where you just put caps on pens. The best games we found were the ones where it's just the smallest amount of buttons usually. So it's like you really like the sorting chicks one.
Yeah, that was actually pretty good.
Because you got 3 piles A, B, and C, and then you just sort them into the piles based on their whole like characteristics. So it's really easy to just like look at it, B.
Yeah, you got 10 minutes to do it as fast as you can, as much as you can.
Look C, look B, look A. And so up on the D-pad was A, right on the D-pad was B, down on the D-pad was C. So you just sort them into these 3 piles. Pendemonium is pretty much the same thing where you're putting caps on pens. So X is put cap, circle is move on to the next pen. Sometimes the pens are upside down. So then up on the D-pad is to flip the pen the right way. So the most you're ever going to press is up X circle. And so you can just kind of mash, because you kind of see like ahead of you, just like X circle, X circle, X circle, up X circle, up X circle, up X circle, X circle, X circle, X. So it's really easy to mash. That was my favorite because it's easy, and you got paid pretty decent. I mean, I think I did 500 pens or 300 pens or something, and they paid us like
$7-8.
yeah, it was pretty decent.
The pen game's honestly kind of a cheat game. Like, if you're just trying to like grind out some cash to like put into the gachapon machines,
It's probably the easiest to grind.
and there's like no time limit. It's just like how much can you do?
That's the issue with something like Lumberjack is there's a failure condition, right? If you kill the puppy, you have to start the game over, so then you have to wait for the game
If you
to
don't
load.
chop the wood, you have to restart the game.
Yeah, so it's like you don't chop the wood. If you cut the dog or the rabbit, you have to start over. So you have to reload the whole thing, blah, blah, blah. Whereas pens, like, if you mess a pen up, they just let you keep going. They just, like, subtract money from your thing if you keep messing up.
Same with, like, the chicks. Except the chicks, you only have 10 minutes.
Yeah,
so
chicks
you gotta
time.
go fast.
That's the nice thing about pens. You can just go. There's literally a counter on the bottom that counts, I think, what was it? It was, like, decillion, right? Or
yeah, you can go up to a decillion.
Yeah, so you could count decillion. So, billion...
I'm sorry, 999... I'm sorry, yeah, 999 decillion was as far as you can go.
So there's billion, right? Then there's trillion, right? Trillion is 3, decillion is 10. So understand that, like, 100 trillion, 1,000 trillion is 1 quadrillion, right? And even then you're not even close to 1 decillion pens, right? So
I want to see a guy that, like, just mods the game to get that high up, and I want to see the payout.
Just give you like $10 billion or something like that. They'd send you an email that's like, wow, you did it, man. Like, you win the game.
Congrats. There's some dude out there that still has this game open and running, and every day
X
he
circle,
works on
X
it.
circle, X circle, up X circle, up X circle, X circle, X circle. I think it'd crash at some point, right? I have a feeling like it must like
the
game would die before it got there, I think.
I mean, unless you like, downloaded it, and then the game doesn't have to work as hard.
All right, so yeah, Pandemonium was my favorite. This game is super bizarre, super unique. It kind of reminds me of Katamari in a lot of ways. Here's this just like off the wall concept of a game that like is super fun to play. But what really reminds me of Katamari is there's this collection. So you open the gacha machine, you can get mini games. You can get new mini games to play, which is always a treat.
I think there's like
I think it said over 30, right?
Yeah, there's like 30 different games to play.
So there's 30 mini games. I think you start with 4 unlocked, and then you unlock more. What you can also get from the gacha machines are trinkets, and trinkets just go into you have a trinket list. It's like an inventory. You can read about the trinkets. They just give you like a little kind of blurb. So like we had like the king, the shogi piece, and it was like when you go read about it, it's like the most important shogi piece. This piece can move 1 tile in any direction, right? So it's like you get all these things and they just give you like a little one-liner, and that's the same in Katamari where it's like when you roll up an item, they'll give you like a funny little like, this is deer. These funny little animals like to run through the roads and stuff like that.
Yeah, the little like quips it has for some of the items is really good.
Yeah.
There's one that was like a rainbow earring, and it's like the most popular earring from the most popular anime at the time, and it's like, oh, there's lore.
Yeah, there's lore. There's lore built in, man. There's also, let's talk about, this is one of the fun facts. Let's talk about what this game is called in Japan.
Yeah, this game in Japan is called Baito Hell 2000.
What is Baito?
Baito is a borrowed word which has been shortened down. Borrowed words are usually like a Chinese word that was taken into Japanese and manipulated in some way to fit more into their language. But Baito essentially means part-time job. So this is literally just called Part-Time Job Hell 2000.
Yeah, and the characters you meet in the game are literally called job demons, which is pretty good. There's a ghost who runs the gacha machines. It's good.
Yeah, he's sleepy. He just wants to go to bed. Yep. He literally tells you, he goes, I'm supposed to do something, but you can just do it. I don't care.
Yeah.
Look, this is a wild game. This is just like crazy off the wall.
Yeah.
There's an email system that you use.
The emails are good, so you get random emails from your buddies at work. And they'll be like, hey, man, I just bought a new condo out in the country. I'm going to go there this weekend.
My favorite thing is like...
Sucks you have to stay in the office,
yeah.
though.
My favorite thing is like, at first you're like, who are these people? And eventually you kind of get attached to some of them. Like, there's one that I was like...
Tom will send you an email. You're like, dude, Tom, what's up, dude?
You wish you could almost respond
We're going
back.
for drinks after work or what, man? Let's do this thing.
There's also one that was talking about Lumberjack, and it's like, oh, you've been playing Lumberjack a lot. Ever get into the part where the lady starts putting out, like, animal-shaped wood objects?
Yeah. I liked... Also, if you do so good in a game, they give you...
Titles.
They give you titles and they give you money, too. Because that was... We played something... It wasn't chicks. We played something, and they were like, "You got so far in one of these mini games."
Oh, the mushroom one.
Oh, that was Frogger. The Frogger mushroom game. Yeah, we did the mushroom game, which was really good. And I got so far in the mushroom game. Yeah, they were like, "You did really good. Here's $20, right?" Like, so they give you money if you do really well in the games, which is kind of like a fun incentive. I wish there was like a list. I wish they gave you a list of like kind of like achievements or something where it was like, play this game to this level and. You
unlock this.
Yeah, exactly. I think that'd be nice to have like a list where you could see what you needed to do. That's one of the downfalls of this game, is they really just kind of let you explore at your own pace. But there are mini games that they don't really tell you, like the rules don't really explain how the game works. They don't really tell you, like we didn't know. We spent probably like $10 or $20 before we knew there were different tiers of gacha machines, right? Like at no point did they describe like, oh, there's 4 levels of gacha machines. We were just pumping everything into bronze tier because we had no clue. I would definitely do a little research. If you're going to get this game, just do a little research into like the menuing and what some of the mini games look like, because otherwise you're gonna be really confused when you try and maneuver.
This is a game that I will say there's no shame in like looking up a guide almost for it.
Yeah,
because like there's random stuff that we sat there and we're exploring. This is also a game that, like, honest to God, I'm half tempted into bribing Josh into getting a PSP and getting a copy of this game so we can do, like, the multiplayer stuff together.
That would be fun.
Because this is meant for, like, 4-player multiplayer. The PSP had an ad hoc mode, which is essentially just kind of like a local wireless mode that it could, like, connect to other PSPs on. And there's, like, one where you can trade your trinkets to each other. Or there's one where you can, like, go and do stuff together. You can email each other. There's, like, just so many random things that I feel like since you don't get the chance to, like, have that 4-player moment, you miss a lot. Because it sounds fun. It sounds really fun. Overall, the game is just a satirical take on the, like, at the time, part-time workplace culture. This was originally a Japanese game. So it definitely takes place more of like the Japanese part-time work culture and how like there's like menial tasks that need to get done, but sometimes those tasks are kind of fun or you can make them fun. Talking overall reviews, you're looking like people are giving this anywhere between like a 5 and a 7 out of 10 from most review sites. But the one that we care about, the one that matters, is the Famitsu out of 40. And this got a 28 out of 40.
It's like not bad, just like a 70% or something like that. Sorry, I'm looking at speedruns for this game.
Oh my gosh.
And they're assorted by minigame. So there's something called Yukichi percent, which I assume is like 100% or something along those lines. I'll be honest, a lot of these games don't have, like for instance, Lumberjack does not have a speedrun timer, because who could stand playing Lumberjack for that much time to beat it 100%? But
some of the games are just so frustrating.
Pandemonium has a run of 20 minutes. There's 3 people on the leaderboards. If you want to get into the work time fun speedrunning, there's not a lot going on right now.
20 minutes for what? You're putting pens on caps.
I don't know what Yukichi percent means, man. You keep talking about work time fun. I'm gonna do a little research on this speedrun here.
All right, let's go over all the games again, just off the top of my head, right? So you start off...
We didn't even see all of them.
Yeah, we didn't see all of them. You start off with Mushroom Frogger, which is like, I don't know, they call it some other type of thing. That is just like a mushroom world that you're playing Frogger in, because you're trying to get one mushroom from one side to the other. You start off also with... Oh, I'm trying to think of what they are. What do we start off with? You start off with baseball.
Yeah, baseball, Mushroom Frogger.
What else is there?
Chick sorting, or did we unlock
No, Chick sorting I unlocked.
Pandemonium was unlocked.
Pandemonium was unlocked.
That was from the beginning.
No, that was unlocked.
Nope. Pandemonium was from the beginning. Yep.
That's the problem. There's just so many games that like you think back and you're like, oh, what's this? What's that? And you're just like, trying to remember it. The ones that are good. So, quick money, you go to Pandemonium. For like memorizational fun, you do the rock, paper, scissors tournament. Because the more you play it, the more information you learn about players. And like you'll get emails from your buddies telling you like, hey, I was in that tournament too. That player always throws this. And so, like, you just get this excessive knowledge of, like, just understanding the opponents.
Yukichi percent for Pandemonium, 2,000 pens. You have to cap 2,000 pens, and that's like, quote, beating it.
2,000 pens is beating it. We got to, like, what, 500? I think is what you got up to.
And that gives him, so they're playing on the Japanese version, gives him 10,920 yen.
10,000 yen. So that's like $1,000.
For 2,000 pens. That's not bad. Conversion rate looking good.
So, like, each pen is like
$2.
Yeah, no, less than that.
There's 2,000 pens, you get $1,000.
Each pen would be 50 cents at that point.
Sorry, yes, I was going the opposite way. You're correct.
Yeah, I think every what would that be like? So I think like at 100 pens they become nickels then or something. There's like some weird conversion that they do.
I'm sure there's formulas. I'm sure there's formulas of how it works, but
like it's so weird. Like we're talking about putting caps on pens, and yet we're so deep diving into it.
Ooh, okay.
Because it's that like weird to play at.
Now I'm understanding these speedruns a little bit. There's a category called 100 Yukichi percent, which I think is getting Yukichi percent on every mini game. You want to guess?
Oh.
You want to guess how long the fastest run of 100 Yukichi percent is?
Well, the pens was 20 minutes.
Do you want to know what the so there's 2 runs? You want to know what the longest run is?
Hold on, 100 Yukichi percent. I'm gonna say the longest, the fastest done. I want to say is 50 minutes.
For 100%ing every mini game, all 30.
Oh man, it has to be longer than that.
Yeah, think about lumberjack, man.
Lumberjack, baseballs, and the 1,000 balls.
The fingers one, the fingers.
Oh yeah,
stabbing the fingers.
Oh man,
I'll be honest, 50 minutes isn't even close.
Yeah, probably like closer to 2 hours.
Not even close.
Really, 4 hours.
No, not even close.
20 hours.
You went over. The fastest run's 12 hours, almost 13. But that's the first place run. The second place run is 24 hours and 22 minutes. So I'll do you one better. What do you think the longest speedrun category? So, sorry. The category is called Hell is the Absence of God percent. This is the longest category.
I'm assuming that's getting to like the very end of every game possible.
Yeah, it's called Hell is the Absence of God percent. How long do you think this speedrun is?
We're talking days. Has to be days.
Correct.
5 days.
72 plus 48, less than that.
3 days.
Longer than 72 hours?
What? 4 days then?
Which would put us, 96?
Yeah.
No, 94?
96.
Yeah. 96 hours. Yeah, 4 days.
4 days?
4 days and 30 minutes.
What do you have to do to achieve that?
Show rules. Earn at least 10,000 yen. So, okay, Yukichi percent is 10,000 yen in all games. Your final possession does not need to be, so it's 35 games. You don't have to have 3,500 yen or 35,000 yen. You just need to get 10,000 in each game. No redrawing gacha. I don't know what that means.
You can't, like, you do the bronze tier or something and you get, like...
Probably, like, do each one a set number of times.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like, once you do 50 pulls on bronze, you don't need to pull on bronze anymore. Display the clock on the video as it may stop in the middle of the timer.
Okay.
The timer will not be stopped. Solo work only. While running in case of emulation, any external tool can be used, including continuous shooting pad. Forced to leave the job shall be circled until 10,000 yen is earned. I don't know what this means, man. I think this is translated, I think.
Yeah, you have to, like... We're talking days. So, I mean...
I went to game rules, and it has a Japanese phrase which is translated. It says, game rules. A brutal fight without rules. That's what I got, man. They're really leaving me to drive on this. They're leaving me to dry on this one. So let me go to ramen timer percent.
I'm guessing...
Press the start button on the title screen to start the timer. The timer will stop the moment you finish making a cup of ramen using the ramen timer. Resetting the timer is prohibited. This refers to the act of turning off the autosave function and redrawing the mess.
Oh, weird.
I still don't really know what this means. Honestly, it is so on theme for this game's speedrun page to also be cryptic and difficult to understand.
It's just like, we're talking about just the dumbest things, but we're like so into it at the same time.
The game's great, man. It's so stupid and I love it.
It's like, what if WarioWare just went completely unhinged?
What if they took WarioWare to its natural conclusion of like becoming a real world minigame simulator?
And like,
When you play the pen one, we played Pendemonium. There's like background, like
there's background conversations. You can hear your coworkers.
yeah. So you're like sitting in like a factory setting. It's like a JPEG of like factory workers.
It scared the crap out of me at first.
There's like droning music in the background because you're in this like awful warehouse. Yeah, and then it's all your coworkers. They all have these like weirdly like robotic monotone voices. They're like, "I hope the stocks I bought will pay off. I'm going to the cabin this weekend." Like they all just like monotonely say stuff like that.
When we play games, we play it through on my nice TV, and I have a decently nice sound system that fills the room. And these people are talking, and it just sounds like they're like just somewhere in the corner.
Yeah, it sounded like they were in the room. It was really scary.
And you're just like, what the hell was that? And we finally
stocks
figured out they're in the game.
I hope the stocks I bought will pay off.
I was like, my house is about to be haunted by some like stock running ghost.
Yeah.
But like, you think about speedruns that last days, you have to account for sleep. So like, there's some person that maybe gets
usually
5 hours of sleep.
Usually they give you a set number of breaks depending on the category. So it's like if you were doing like a certain speedrun, so I know some Mario Odyssey ones where it's like, or maybe it's Minecraft, but there's somewhere it's like you can take 3 breaks and that's it. So it's like you can take a break for as long as you want, but like understand that's one of your 3 breaks, right?
That's just wild. Like, every part of this game is just so crazy and weird. Like, you said it best. Like, what a way for even the speedrun page to be cryptic. Like, nothing about this game makes sense, and the moment you understand something, you're just like, I'm lost again. What happened?
Yeah, you're like, oh, I get how it works, and they introduce some brand new minigame or concept that you're like, never mind, I have no clue what I'm doing.
Never mind.
I'll be honest, that thing about the ramen timer said press start on the main page to start the ramen timer. The timer ends when you cook a perfect cup of ramen. I don't know what the hell that means. Now we gotta boot this damn game up and hit start on the main screen to start the ramen timer, man. I don't know.
Like, there's like just so much weirdness in this. There's like, there's gadgets, right? There's gadgets in the game. There's one that was eyes. So like, I would hold the PSP up to someone else.
That wasn't a mini game. That was like a toy.
Yeah, it's a gadget.
Yeah, there's they have little toys that come with.
Like I would hold it up to Josh, and I could make different eyes and stuff, and I could like move the eyeballs around, and like. They had a censor bar, which is the most Japanese thing ever.
Yeah, you could censor the eyes. Yeah.
You could censor the eyes. Like, the game holds, like, no... It doesn't have taste. It's just, like... There's, like, bad things in the game, too. Where, like, you're scrolling and you come across, like, a sumo wrestler's eyes. Yeah. It's just like, oh! You're like, oh, no!
Yeah, they're...
Or there's a gong that rings or something.
Dun, 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 and you're like, bro, yikes. Yikes, my friend. Let's talk about our favorites and least favorites.
Oh, boy.
We've gushed enough.
Ever wanted to do mediocre tasks that were so painfully boring that they were the best joy of your life for that 20 minutes you're sorting chicks? Welcome to Work Time Fun, where you're going to do that for as long as you can hold your mentality together.
Till you hit that Yukichi percent, man.
Yeah, till you hit that Yukichi percent. This has been by far the best PSP game I've played in a long time. And I play a lot of PSP games. I play a lot of Japanese games. I play a lot of like PAL games that never got released here or Japan. This is by far definitely in the top 5. 100%. The hard part is that your brain melts and while your brain's melting, you're working hard to like earn that paycheck, and then just something goes wrong, and that last 10 minutes you spent, you got paid like 4 cents, and you feel real bad. And you get back to the main screen, there's no emails, you're broke, you're like, I gotta do stuff again.
Back into another minute.
Back to the pens.
No day off for me, man. The work never stops.
The other bad thing is like, let's say you like want to earn money, right? You load up the work screen, you see your work demon there. He gives you 4 jobs that you can do. And like, sure, you could like go into like the job list and look at the other games.
The only way you earn money is through the 4 he
But
offers you.
yeah, the only way.
And it's random every time. So you might get like 4 mini games that you do not like to play.
And they suck.
Yep.
But you have to play like so much time in there in
Yeah.
order for it to like reset upon the next one.
Yeah.
And even then, like you could play like 30 minutes in like these 4 games that suck. You go and do stuff, you come back, and it's like basically the same thing. You're like, yikes.
Yep.
That's why like when we got like good ones like the pen one or
Chick
sorting, like we definitely encouraged ourselves to like sit there and painfully go through all that just to like get the good paychecks.
Yep. Yeah, I agree. This game is just, it is amazing to have these fun to play mindless tasks that you can just zone out to. The whole game is so weird and bizarre and charming in that way. But yeah, it sucks getting paid 2 cents for 10 minutes of work because maybe you didn't understand how something worked or you were messing it up the whole time. They didn't really explain what was going on. But even when you got like 2 cents for doing 10 minutes work, it was definitely like, okay, I get it now. I'm going to go back and do it again.
Yeah.
It never lost its charm in the hour or so that we played.
Man, we went back to Lumberjack I don't know how many times.
Lumberjack's tough, man.
And it's like,
ain't easy.
You're like, I could do it. I could do better. And like, it just gets you every time.
Chop, dog. Nope, screwed it up. Chop, dog. Nope, you screwed it up. Chop, rabbit. Nope, screwed it up. Rabbit, screwed it up. Chop.
Oh my God, I'm doing so good.
Rabbit, done. Over. Something about our lizard brains. We could not fathom not hitting the chop button for 1 second. Your body could not handle being like, don't hit the chop button for 1 second. But yeah, let's get into why it deserves backlog status. I'll be honest, we had no clue what we were getting into with this game. Completely new experience for both of us, and we played it for over an hour. Honestly, that in itself should pretty much be, kind of indicative of what we thought of the game. But we recommend this one just for being probably one of the best time wasters to ever come out on a handheld console. And if you want to practice skills for our capitalist future where we're all sorting pens after the end of the apocalypse, give work time fun a try.
Yeah, you
please.
got 5 minutes that you don't know what to do with? Now you do.
Put some caps on pens, my friend. Yes.
Overall, I think this is a game that will definitely eventually come back around to just playing in our free time.
I would love to. I would love to either revisit this on the podcast or just in our free time continue
just
playing.
like hanging out, being like, I think we're going to bust out some work time fun.
Dude, we're going to get 100 Yukichi% even if it takes us 3 years.
I'm telling you, I'm going to get like 4 of us to all get PSPs into this game and just have like the time of our lives.
Hey man, if all of us do co-op work, then our speedrun is not legitimized in any form or fashion.
Are we going for a speedrun or are we going for the time of our lives? See what I'm going there?
We can have both, I think.
That is true. Just 2 separate saves.
Look,
one for fun, one for Yukichi%.
Look, it took one person 4 days. I think we could beat that if we really tried and pushed ourselves to the limit. We could beat 4 days.
Remember, no like turn passing on the PSP. It has to be one of us that just sits there and like helps the one dude.
I'll bring like a feed bag and like a bottle of water to
like
keep you
bring
hydrated.
Like a camelback bag.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm just gonna give you water. He's getting dehydrated during the pens. We gotta get this man water. If he's too dehydrated, he's not gonna do well at Lumberjack. So they won $1,000, right?
Yeah.
In each minigame. And we established that beating the car minigame gives you $1. You have to beat the car minigame
do that
1,000 times.
And win, because if you lose, you get nothing.
I can't imagine, brother. That sounds like such a pain in the ass, man. I'm glad the ultimate speedrun is just called "Absence is the Hell of God." Absence is the what was it?
Absence of work is
no hell is the absence of God.
There
%.
We go.
Yeah.
Such a proper name for a game like this.
You're playing the same minigame and you have to win it 1,000 times. Jeez. I can't even imagine, man. Like, I don't know how much you get for beating the rock, paper, scissors, but like... Ugh.
I mean, once you play through it, like, once to the end, you should have pretty much all your information.
I'm sure there's a guide. Where you can just, like, find a guide where it's like, this person throws this person throws this, right? Like, I'm sure you can find a guide that'll just walk you through that, but it's a lot of...
so much more fun working for it, though.
96 hours, no wonder, right? Jeez.
But I think we'll wrap it up there. It's been some fun times working on this episode.
Yeah, please, if you have a PSP, and
if you have some pens that need to be capped,
if you have a PSP and $20 to spare, honestly, pick this one up. It's a can't miss pick for the PSP. We had so much fun playing this silly, stupid game.
If I was only allowed 10 PSP games to recommend to people, this is for sure going in that 10.
Yeah, this was super fun, and I'm definitely looking forward to eventually returning to this and playing more of it and capping. Now I know 2,000 pens. That's what I got to cap to get Yukichi % on Pandemonium. So
just have a timer going, ready for it.
I'm sure baseballs and all that stuff. It's probably just like catch all 1,000 baseballs.
Yeah, catch all 1,000.
Like,
which some of them are just ridiculous.
Yeah, pop flies bouncing all over the place. Yeah.
Thanks for listening once again. Stay with us for the to come rhythmic adventure of next episode.
We'll hit you with a pon pata pon next episode. But yeah, that's going to be it for us tonight. Thank you so much for listening. Please drop us a like, share with your friends, do everything in your power. The best way that our show gets spread around is by word of mouth. You telling your friends, hey, go listen to this. Check out these guys. I think they're funny. They talked about the weirdest PSP game I've ever heard in my entire life. If you watch, like, share, we definitely appreciate it. But
you may be the reason we finally get more information on Goblin Commander.
That's very true. I'm still open bounty on Goblin Hunter and Goblin Commander info.
I want you to find Goblin Commander info.
Yeah, but that's going to be it for us here tonight on the show. I've been Josh.
I'm Alex.
Thanks so much, and to all you money-hungry capitalists out there, good night and good luck.
Ka-ching, ka-ching.
I hope my stocks I bought pay off. I'm gonna go to my cabin this summer.
You want to see a picture of my cat?
How are your kids doing?
My car broke down yesterday. I don't know if I can fix it.
That one was too real. That one was too real.
Goodbye!